back pretty well, but I imagine it's not the result you were after coming into it. So how are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, a little bit. No emotion, really. I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think it's a fair assessment. We started very slowly. I thought we were lethargic. I'm not sure why. I'm going to have to find the reason for that. We went a goal down, deservedly so. It's a penalty. Probably should have gone 2 goals down on the merit of the play. Then we steadied it a little bit. Obviously got the goal before half-time, and we addressed a few things at half-time. I think in the second half, first 15 minutes, we come out like we should be. Got our noses in front, probably should have gone 3-1 ahead. So that was another momentum shift. And then we concede a bad goal in a transition. So and it goes 2-2. But then there was lots of chances, both ends. It became a little bit open, a little bit basketball type. Lots of shots, not enough shots on target probably. So it's probably a fair assessment, I think.
You're undefeated to start the season, but you haven't exactly set the world on fire in your first 2 games. So where do you think you're at? Are you ahead of where you want to be? The level you want to be? Below? Where do you think you're at right now to start the campaign?
Well, I think everyone tries to be better each week. You know, we're a new team. We know that. We've got new personnel. There's positives to take because we're unbeaten, and, we played against Sydney last week and obviously Newcastle this week. So there is positives. Do I think our performance level was good enough this week for us? No, I don't. I think we need to be better. I think it showed in the second half how good a team we can be. But, obviously in the first half is something that we need to address as well.
Jack Rodwell showed very promising signs off the bench again. How impressed have you been with him, and how far off a start do you think he might be?
Yeah, again, I'm sure you'll ask me this every week. Jack Rodwell's a top player. We know that, and we're very lucky to have him. I think you see in the short glimpses that he's been on the pitch that he probably should have scored 2 goals today. One run was amazing. He sat people down and didn't execute the finish, which was disappointing, but he had another good chance on his left foot. So we want players to have opportunities. We want shots on target. We want action in goal mouths, and we certainly got that. So question, how far do I think he's away? Again, it's how long's a piece of string. You can throw him in. I could throw him in next week and then he picks up an injury because he's not match fit. And then that wouldn't be the right thing to do. So I've got to gauge it in training. He played 45 minutes in the week in a friendly game we had. Obviously, he's played 35 today. Looked good again. So we've got a lot of games coming up in a short space of time. So he'll get his starts, he'll get his minutes, as will all the other players. But no, it was very promising from him.
Thanks, Matt.
Okay, thanks.
What did you say at half-time to the call?
Wouldn't you like to know? No, I just said we need to be better. I thought we were passive. I thought we were... we know we're a good team. We've got good players. But if you don't compete and you don't fight and you don't scrap for little balls, first ball, second balls, you don't make contact, you don't run, you're going to be beaten by any team in this league. And I think, there was a few people that owned it, because you got to have an accountable team, and they said they can do more, and I challenged them to do a little bit more, each individually and then collectively. So we got our timings wrong on certain aspects of the game. That's credit to Newcastle, but we addressed that at half-time, and I thought we were on top for that 20 minutes, and we probably should have put the game out of sight, because we're 2-1 up. Rami has an excellent chance. Decides to go with a finish, which is probably different to what I see day in, day out. If that goes 3-1, I think we're ahead in the game, and I think the game is out of sight. But we don't. They score literally from that transition, and then it's end to end. Anyone can win.
Your 2 goals kind of came from defensive errors rather than build-up play. Does that concern you as well?
No, I don't. If you look at how many times entries we get into the box and how many shots, you need a little bit of luck. You need to be in the right place at the right time. There's a narrative of wanting a goal scorer, and see how many. If you can get a goal scorer to score 20 goals, usually he's in the box looking for rebounds, deflections, things like that. So we scored 2 good finishes today. Yeah, it comes from a rebound or it comes from a turnover in play, a good pressing opportunity for Toma. But, if that's Premier League football, you're talking about how good that is an impressive moment. So you can spin it whichever way you want. I think they're 2 excellent finishes from us. Yes, it's mistakes by them, but you look at our goals, it's a mistake. We're diving in on a penalty, and then we get done on a 1v1 on the outside with a cutback. So it's whichever way you look at it. Do I want more? Yes, I do.
You mentioned the guys, maybe some guys wanted it a bit more than others. Is that going to lead to changes potentially?
No, when I say wanting it more than us, you've got to start any game of football you play and you've got to be at it. If you're not at it and you're playing at 80% or 90%, not intentionally, but you're a little bit slow in your mind, slow in your body, then, the other team, the opposition team, are going and if they're at it, you're going to lose those little battles, and 1-2 battles become 4 or 5. If everyone loses 2 battles, then that's 20 battles you've lost even before you've started. So whenever you go onto the field, you have to make sure you win your individual battle. I don't think we won enough in the first half, even though we were still in the game. So second half, we were a lot better.
Last week, you looked very solid defensively in the derby. The mistakes today were chalk and cheese to last week. As you're watching on the sideline, what was going through your head as what was going wrong?
You wouldn't want to be in my mind on the sideline today, believe me, because there was so many mixed emotions of positive stuff, some inconsistent stuff, some stuff that was driving me mad, but there was also a lot of good stuff as well. So in moments like that, I try and remain calm. You can't change things from there by shouting and screaming and acting like a buffoon. So I don't try and do that. I try and get them in at half time and address certain scenarios. I try and pass on little messages with the substitutes that come on. So lots was going through my mind. I'll watch it again, and I'm sure it won't be as bad or good as I thought. But I will say it was a really good game of football for a neutral to watch and a supporter to watch. Lots of goals, lots of action, end-to-end stuff. Nightmare for coaches, but...
I meant more as a cause for what was happening.
Why did we concede so many? 2 goals? I don't know. I just think our timings are off. If your timing's off and you don't track a runner and the runner gets in behind you and you switch off. I've watched lots of games this weekend, not just in the A-League, but all over, and usually goals come from mistakes. So switching off, timings were wrong, inconsistent decisions. I think if you do that, if you step to the ball, Rhys Williams' example was phenomenal last week. He was strong again today, this week. Step to the ball, the boy got a touch on the ball, and last week he probably makes the tackle, a block tackle, and everyone says what a wonderful defender he is. Today, the boy touches it before Rhys makes it, and everyone will say it's a mistake. No, he's still a wonderful defender, but his timing was off. That's the example I'll give you.
Do you think Jack was a little bit lucky to only receive a yellow for that?
No, I don't. I don't. I think he slipped. If you see that, Gus, I think he caught Angus Thurgate. Gus is a good, honest boy as well, and he went over. Obviously, when 10 people jump up on the side, it doesn't help the emotion of the challenge. He slipped. He put his hand up straight away. 2 minutes earlier, he put a great crunching tackle in on the other side, so which I think they weren't happy with. But it was a tackle, a contact tackle, which happens. But no, I don't think he was lucky. I think it was a good tackle. He mistimed it. Sorry, he mistimed it, but he slipped. And if you're going to, try and get people sent off for that, then you're going to end up with 9v8 and things like that. And that's not what we want. Yes, you can make mistakes or whatever. I think there was mistakes made on the weekend, decisions that weren't given and things like that. I think that was a decision. Deserved yellow card. He caught him, but he did slip. But that's not for me. That's for VAR.